Alright guys, what's up? It's your boy Spiderwolf back for another HSR video, or I guess my summon video, but I just booted up the game and I just had to start right here because this shit is actually fucking funny. I started up the game and immediately they're like, go summon Castorice now, go summon for her. I just thought that shit was funny. We'll do that in a second, but I do want to collect some stuff in the mail real quick. Alright guys, real quick before the video starts, I just would really appreciate you guys go drop a like. Come subscribe will really help me out. Trying to get 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year if possible would be kind of cool. Onto the video. I thought that was kind of funny though. Immediately like load into the game, get hit with oh, summon for the character now. it's just so funny. But yeah, let's check some stuff out real quick before we head on in. So this is the new shop here they got going on. We get a couple extra goodies. A special take it here, pay $1, get 2 summons, 1 standard, 1 limited. Anything else get changed? They kind of added a lot more stuff here. Of course, most of it, of course, you know, you gotta pay for it, but you know, it's kind of nice, I guess. And yeah, here's the special goodie here. Now we get one of these for free, right? Honestly, it's up to you guys if you want to pull like Mydei, Luocha. These are probably the only 2 picks currently that you would probably go for. Specifically, you know, Mydei is way better. However, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save mine because apparently they're gonna feature characters into here later. So I'm gonna wait till there's like a way better character in here because from what I've been hearing, I don't really need Luocha. So you know, I think I'm probably just gonna skip him and not get him. And here's like another top-up bonus as well, just from you know, doing paid summons. So that's interesting there. Anyways, I think that should be. Oh, we also got the limit events here. Yeah, got a free 10 roll. Oh, we got another one here. Oh, we got another one here. Letter and oh, but you gotta wait. Okay, that kind of sucks. I'm gonna go for Kafka. I'll go for Kafka. Okay, that kind of sucks. Yeah, you gotta wait like an additional 17 days to get that one. Then yeah, there all the sales stuff, some other celebration stuff. They kind of changed the event menu, which is interesting. Yeah, the new mini game here, the Star Rail World, which probably give a decent rifles. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's the free summonable or free currency thing. Now I'm gonna be saving these, or I'm gonna save this because I don't really need Luocha from what I've been hearing, so I'll probably just wait. Yeah, here's the new event. All these summons here, you know, decent amount. A free light cone as well. For erudition, so this one might be good on Anoxa, maybe. Yeah, hold on. For every one different week, yeah. So this is going to be Anoxa's light cone. So if you guys want to pull for Anoxa, you don't really need his light cone because this one is literally for free. So if you guys are interested in pulling Anoxa, there's a free one that actually looks like it might be pretty good for him. So we got that. The new story, of course. Of course, this usual like invite a friend event here. We'll test out Castorice in a little bit here, but of course I want to do my summons, right? All right, looks like that's it for all the free rewards, which is not gonna lie, not much. Oh yeah, they also added this now. All right, so I can put what characters I want to pull. I definitely don't want Yang Qing anymore. Definitely don't want him. All right, let's start this fresh. So yeah, so now for every new limited banner, you can select what rate up 5 stars what 5 stars you want, which now include Sealy, Blade, and Fushuan, which I don't have Fushuan, so I'm gonna put her in there. And then I guess I could go for more Sealy and Blade dupes, but I don't really need them, to be honest. At this point, getting Himiko dupes actually wouldn't mind. Buy Lucer because I don't have her. Parasol's pretty good. And then my last one, I think I'll do Bronya because Bronya's pretty good. And then I think I'll keep it like this. Yeah, I think I'll keep it like this for now. I mean, to be honest, Sealy's not that great, but I'm like, you know, I wouldn't mind if I get more dupes of her, you know, because she was a limited character, right? So that's how I'll do that. So that's the invitation. Oh, same thing here, I guess. Okay. Oh yeah, because this is the other, yeah, the other rate of 5 stars here. I thought there was a thing for like light cones here. I think I might roll for Castorice light cone, so hopefully I get Castorice early because I did lose the 50-50 last time when I was rolling for Mydei. So I'm gonna be going ahead and just as long as we get a 5-star early, that'll be Castorice. Then we can move over to the light cone. Also, damn, the speaker's a little loud here. All right, let's see if we pull it early. I think we're fresh. Like I do have the 50-50 like guarantee. Okay, that's really early. What the fuck? That's really early, guys. I lost 50-50 last time. I got Castorice and 2 multis. 2 multis. At least I'm pretty sure I'm not right about that. Yeah, this should be guaranteed Castorice. You know what would be kind of cool though? If we could see 2 Castorices. Now that would be pretty cool. If I could get 2 Castorices in here, that would be very nice. Maybe? I know at least we have 1 guarantee in here. There she is, guaranteed Castorice. I'm so glad I didn't do any more pulls from last patch with Mydei. Okay. 1 Castorice and 20 pulls. I mean, hey, that's still really good. And with all the stuff coming up, because I was interested in pulling Anoxa, I think I'm just gonna pull for the light cone and that's it. Because I don't really go for dupes in this game. If anything, I just go for the light cones, but damn, okay. Alrighty, well, with that, let's go ahead and let's see what the light cone does exactly, right? Let's see what because you know, since she's remembrance, right? She's gonna kind of need it because we don't have that many options here. So it increases her max HP by 30%, which is pretty significant because she does want a lot of HP, right? And then when she her or the her memo sprite loses HP during their own turn, the wearer gains Death Flower, and Death Flower allows the wearer and their memo sprite to ignore 30% of the target's defense. So that's gonna make them do more damage, which is pretty good when dealing damage, which lasts for 2 turns. Okay. And then when the wearer's memo sprite disappears, it advances the wearer's action by 12%. So basically, I guess the idea is to get you to summon the memo sprite a little bit quicker, right? Is my idea with this part here. And then it could only happen during one time. And trigger count resets every time the wearer uses the ultimate. Okay, which of course, casters will be using the ultimate often. And then if you have a max dupe, you now get 60% HP, which is very huge. And now you're ignoring 50% of the target's defense. Granted, you don't really need to go for dupes unless you really want to, but you don't really need to in this game. So one copy is good enough for me. And yeah, I don't know if she has any good free to play options for the light cone, because light cone seems kind of like something you do need, to be honest. So hopefully we get it early and hopefully we win the 50-50, because I was confused with some of these gachas, like which ones have 50-50 on some stuff and whatnot. But hopefully we get it early. We're on our second multi here. I have a decent amount of pulls, so far we're looking okay. But of course, getting it early would be much better. So far, nothing yet. He's getting these other right up 4-star light cones. Hopefully, though, we'll see the 5-star soon, though, or maybe not. What is it? I think this is our 50th pull now. I think this is our 50th pull. So nothing yet. Okay, looks like the game's gonna maybe go all the way to pity here, which kind of sucks. Not really a big fan of that. All right. As long as we get on 50-50, I guess that's fine. All right, I think this is our 60th or 70th pull right here. Finally got it, though. Or at least we got a 5-star, right? Guaranteed. Now, just gotta hope I win the 50-50, right? Because it's not like, I'm pretty sure it's not like wool where it's guaranteed. I mean, it'd be nice if it was guaranteed, right? Guaranteed weapon, guaranteed light would be great. So let's just hope that we see Remembrance, which has Castorice on it. Hopefully. There it is. All right, let's fucking go. Woo! All right, not too bad. Now we did have to go quite deep, so I guess it was a bit of a inverse, right? Where I did get Castorice early, but I did have to go kind of deep for her light cone. So that kind of sucked a little bit, but I do have both now. So, all's well that ends well, I should say, right? I might do a couple rolls for Noxus, see if I get him or not. Because he's kind of cool, and I wouldn't mind getting him. The only problem is that with Anoxa is that you, from what I've seen, it looks like you kind of do want a team that also includes, like, if you summon the Herda, then he'd be really good with that. Otherwise, he may not be that worth it for me since I don't have it. But then again, I don't have that many AoE characters, so it might still be worth it for me to pull a Noxa, right? Also because he's just power, just a way stronger version of Silverwolf. But anyways, I will go ahead and level up my Castorice right now real quick, and then we'll be back with what I got built up for her. So I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, guys, so after some grinding, or I just not really grinding, just leveling up and everything, this is what I got for my Castorice so far. So this is our base stats. We're looking at about 9k HP, not too bad. 1500 attack, not too bad either. 1000 defense, yeah, that's okay. Defense doesn't really matter here, right? 92 speed, which is kind of important. The reason it's so low is that we'll go into that in a second, and that's the why that's important. 47 crit rate, not too crazy, but not too bad either, I guess. Crit damage is looking at 173, nothing too crazy with that either, but it's okay, not too bad. And then of course, as we know, with the light cone, it helps out a lot by buffing up much more of the HP and everything, so that's pretty cool. And then here's all our talents and everything. I was looking through these and I was wondering if anything gives like boosted crit rate, crit damage, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like most of everything is just more HP, more damage, basically. is what I saw through here. Basically, like the more HP she has, the more damage she's going to be able to do, because most of this is just based off her HP. So I was wondering if it would be like a Mydei situation where it's like the more HP she has, the more crit rate, crit damage she'll get, but it looks like it's just overall just flat damage is what it's going on here basically. And she also has a speed thing too as well. But yeah, as for relics though, which I'm assuming you guys are more interested in, right? So this is what I'm cooking up, you know, nothing too crazy, but it's okay. This one was a bit of an interesting piece, not gonna lie. I wasn't sure if this was gonna be good, but it actually rolled not too decently, or it rolled decently, I should say. It didn't roll too bad, this one. What happened, you know, like, of course subsets aren't great. Like, the only thing that's good here is the crit damage, HP percentage. That's something that's good here. The flat attack's bad, the defense percent's useless, you know, those aren't good. But hey, I did have a lot of crit damage on this piece, so this one's not too bad. I sadly wasn't able to get a good hands piece, so I definitely need to go back and grind this one some more, because this one could be way better. I got a couple rolls on the what is it, HP here, and then yeah, like one on each of them, right? As you see, I could reroll it, but there's no point because this one's just not even good anyways. So I'll just hold to this one for now, and then for the time being until I find a much better one. So definitely need that one, or a better version of that. Now for the body, I sorted around with a couple different body pieces here. Like I could do HP here, which this one isn't half bad, right? So you know, crit damage, crit rate, attack percent, pretty good. But and I have this other one here that I rolled for, which is a crit damage, attack percent, crit rate, and then HP percentage. So yeah, at the very least the 3 minimum stats that she does once, specifically HP. So I was like, yeah, I'll go for this one, because I was looking around and it does look like you do preferably want a crit damage body piece, but HP percentage isn't half bad. The reason that you would probably go for crit damage is because you can get HP from here and from here, and then also from the boots, right? 3 places for the HP, so you could probably lower some of the HP for crit damage, which I think would be better, so she can do more crit damage, right? And then of course, as I just showed you guys, the boots, I did go HP. This one rolled not too bad either, you know. Oh, I say that, but you know, crit rate, crit damage is pretty low. As you guys can see here, yeah, I got a little bit unlucky. Sadly, nothing into crit rate, or I got one into crit rate, but nothing into crit damage. So this one would be a pretty decent one to reroll, but I'm gonna maybe keep an eye out if like I get a better version of this, right? That's like crit rate, crit damage, and then like attack percent, and then something else that's like useful, right? Like maybe a break effect or whatever. So I'll hold on to this one for now. I probably won't reroll it, but if I get something that's like way better than this, then I'll probably see if I can level that one up and see if I get luckier in that one. I got this HP one as well that I did create. This one's decent, but it's not great, right? Because like fly HP is, you know, helps out a little bit. Defense percent just kind of sucked. So defense percent has been kind of haunting me a little bit, specifically just defense overall. When I was trying to roll for some of these artifacts for Castorice, so that kind of sucked. But yeah, this is what I'm going for here. I was thinking about going for a quantum one because I did have this quantum one, which actually is quite nice, but I'm going to rely on the HP percentage here instead. And then I also went for HP here. This one also rolled okay, you know, as you guys can see, 2 flat defense, not that great either. This one might be another decent one to reroll, but I'll probably just like the other one. I'll wait till I get a better version that has like crit rate, crit damage, and then some other good subsets in there as well. So yeah, my Castorice doesn't really have nearly as great super optimized artifact pieces here, but they're decent, you know, they're not too bad, right? And then, you know, might as well take a look at the dupes, right? If you guys, you know, maybe are going for the dupes, or if you guys did get a little bit lucky, these are what the dupes are doing here. So when the enemy target's current HP is 80% or 50% of max HP or lower, the damage dealt by all these moves here is increased, I'm assuming, is 120% and 140 of the original damage respectively. So basically, when the enemy target's current HP is 80% of the, it just does more damage is what I'm assuming here based off the enemy's HP. So if like, so yeah, so basically if the enemy has like 80% of their HP lowered, then you'll be doing 120. Then if it's 50%, you'll do 140 based off those attacks, basically. So an additional boost there. So that's kind of nice. A dupe 2 here. After you summon the big old dragon, you gain these stacks here, and then they help offset HP costs. So I'm assuming you basically don't have to worry about your HP getting depleted immediately, and then also if that advances your action right away. And then of course, you know, basic skill ups, and then there's another one here where you get increased healing, which is quite nice if Castorice is on the field with dupe 4. So something to help survive, that, you know, help the team survive a little bit more. And then she gets some rest pen for herself and for the dragon. And then the dragon can basically go through toughness and weakness types seemingly here, or it can reduce enemy toughness regardless of weakness type. So that's pretty nice. And then when you break with let's see, when breaking weakness or weaknesses triggers the quantum weakness break effect. So you have Noxel, it's gonna be pretty easy because you literally can apply it no matter what. So this will make this a lot easier, but I'm assuming basically you can just kind of break through whatever once you have Castorice max dupe. But yeah, you know, decent dupes overall. Like if you guys were interested in dupes, they don't look that crazy to me, but they seem kind of nice. Like I'd say the one that seems pretty good is probably dupe 2 and dupe 4, just because the increased healing is great. And it's not like a lot, but it's still pretty nice, right? And the dupe 2 seems pretty good because it literally like makes it to where you don't need to lose your HP is what I'm understanding here. By saying can stack up to 2 times and can be used to offset HP cost. So I'm assuming this literally is just saying that for 2 turns or 2 times you can basically just not have your HP get reduced here, and then you also have this advanced action on Castorice. So at the very least, and then also you have this new bud effect here that gets increased or gains new bud by an equal to 30% of max new bud. So I'm not quite sure what that is exactly, but dupe 2 seems like the best one overall though, and then the last one's just kind of like if you're just a whale and just want like a little bit of extra, not that crazy. They didn't mention new bud in here though. I'm pretty sure Max should be here. And then of course, as you guys know, as you can see, this icon's a little bit special because it's a universal passive where you can revive anybody even if Castorice herself is not on your team. So kind of nice. Granted, you do need either a healer or a defender so they don't die immediately. So you know, there's a whole lot of people that are fucking pissed off about it. You know, I'm in the same boat. I think it's not great, but like I'm still gonna pull anyways, I'll be honest. But I do agree with everybody else, that's definitely not good. More so I'm just worried about potentially like it affecting other gacha games in the future that are like new ones coming up, but at the same time probably isn't gonna be that big of a deal, hopefully. It's because the only reason I say this is because a lot of other gacha games take a lot of inspiration from the Hoyoverse games currently as to how to build their new gacha game, right? As I'm pretty sure some of you who played more gacha games have probably seen, at least I haven't. With upcoming ones. And then of course the bigger issue, being more specific, that's going to probably be more realistic, is more shit like this but like potentially way better buffs coming in the future with future characters. But hopefully they don't go too crazy with it, or maybe they sparse it out or don't do it anymore. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and check out her trial, right? Let's go ahead and see what how she feels, right? How she plays in real time. You know, I do have a couple teams built up. There's like 2, but I don't really have her best support, which apparently her best support is Tribby here, or not Slowicha, Tribby. Apparently Tribby is like her best support, which is kind of annoying me because like I thought Sunday was going to be really good, and it's starting to feel more and more like it's like it feels more and more like skipping Sunday was the smarter option and then summoning for Tribby, because Tribby, so far from what I've seen and heard from everybody, sounds just like overall way better, like really good on Mydei, really good on Castorice, which is really odd to me because you think Sunday would be way better because he's buffing memo sprites and Castorice has a memo sprite. But I don't know, that's kind of on me a little bit. I do know that it does make more sense for Mydei because Mydei doesn't really have a memo sprite that, like, you know, makes sense to Tribby buffs him, but at the same time it's kind of you know, really Tribby's like the best support right now, you know, she's even better than Sunday seemingly. So I don't know, just kind of mixed feelings about that. It just kind of seems like Sunday was a waste then. Like what was the point of, like, you know, I don't know, that's how I feel about it. Yeah, that's what Castorice does here. She has like this like stun effect here where they all kind of fall asleep, and if you press E again or attack, you get this cool effect with the dragon, which is pretty sick. That's pretty nice. And we have this memo sprite skill here, so it consumes Nether Wing's HP, so his own HP here. So we press E here, and then we can do it again for longer, and then there's one more bar. Receive divinity. And then if you have low HP, you can also heal the memo sprite itself, which is pretty cool. And here's Tribby, might as well use her ults. I don't really mind though that I skipped Tribby because like I didn't really care about the character, but at the same time it's just kind of annoying because like how valuable she seems as a support, and it's starting to remind me of like another support I didn't pull for like early on in the game. So, oh well. Yeah, well, at least the animations are really cool, and that battle was very quick. Let's see. So after Castorice uses her technique, she can continually daze enemies in her path, and then using it again, of course, will summon another wing and he'll attack. And then another wing can consume his own HP to continuously blast enemies, as you guys just saw with his dragon breath. And then when another wing's HP is 25%, or under 25%, I should say, it can continue to blast to trigger self-destruct, which is this big move we saw here at the end, where I'm assuming it's supposed to be big damage, right? So that's pretty cool. Oh, hey, they let us actually swap now with these characters. Before you were always stuck. That's pretty cool though. All right.
We need a strategy.
I don't know if this is gonna be like her best team, but I assume this team's probably gonna be very good with Castorice. Like we have all these characters. Now there's many other options you can run. Like for sustain, instead of Luocha, you could be running Gallagher. You could be running Hao, and then I think you could maybe run. There's like Natasha. You could also technically run Natasha, but like Natasha, and then I'm forgetting her name. Serval, I think it's Serval, right? The healer girl. That's Quantum. She can also, like, those two can work, but they're not the best. More on the higher echelon of the better sustainers for Castor's team currently is Gallagher, Luocha, and Hao. However, there may be a future character potentially coming out very soon that could be the new sustainer for this team, potentially, right? Knowing how Hoyoverse plans on doing things, right? And it looks like it gives you time to decide if you want to keep pressing it to delete them or not. That's the thing. Alright, let's do ultimate first, just to reduce their defense or whatever. They can take more damage. We'll do this again, do E again. So this way you can just spam E as much as you want, basically. And then here's a self-destruct. Alright, now we're here. Let's summon our girl Mem. We don't need to do anything with Luocha other than just attack. We can do this though.
The dead return.
Yeah, Luocha's a character I kind of wish I did go for, but at the same time, from what I've been hearing, you don't really need him anymore. So, yeah, I think it's fine for the most part. The main thing that just noticed is I don't have another sustain other than Gallagher that has built up pretty well. That's what's kind of bothering me a little bit. Let's go ahead and attack. Let's do here. Let's attack here.
Underestimating us will cost
And
you.
then we'll do this for support. And then we'll just attack you normally here. Luocha can also attack normally. Now we can do you. The Trinity, do your big ults. We'll do support again for fun.
Life is
We'll
not
do
so
Mem.
fragile.
Oh, I said I have a new bud. Alright. Then we'll blast here. Alright, and then just like Firefly, when we see but this time it's a butterfly, that's when you know when to activate your ultimate. Okay, that's interesting. I kind of like that with some characters where they make, or I should say Acheron, where the ultimate like looks different, like compared to normal ultimates, and then that's supposed to be like, oh, you know, more unique, but it still works the same way. I don't know, I just kind of like that for some characters, because they did it with Acheron, and then now they're doing it with our girl Castorice here, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's the gameplay for her. That's the most general loop. But I was saying earlier, for potential teams, you can run a team like this kind of, though I don't know if this is necessarily the best kind of team. Though you do want to summon the dragon from Castorice before you do all of Sunday's buffs, just so that, of course, you know, the summon itself can get all the buffs. So this is a team I'm probably going to have fun with, but it's probably not the most optimal team. Another team I do have here is this team, which is a bit better because apparently it seems like Remembrance MC may be more beneficial for this team compared to Sunday. So there's another option here. Of course, I only have Gallagher as my main sustain, so he's the only one I can really rely on currently. But you have some other options too, right? Like I said, that you could run, where is she? You can run this character, I guess. They do a little differently. So you could do Lynx. My bad, it was Lynx. I forgot what her name was exactly. But yeah, Lynx. I haven't used Lynx in a long time. So, but you can run Lynx as another sustainer, as I was saying, or you could run Natasha here. She's not too bad either. And then of course you have that Gallagher's a really good option. So you know you can go for him. But if you do have Luocha or Hao, they would be also fantastic options for sustain. As supports, main one is Tribi. To be honest, Tribi is like the number one support for the team. But you can also squeeze in Remembrance MC here, or Sunday if you wanna. If you do have Sunday like I do, you can run him as well. But of course, Tribi would be better. Like I think the most best team that I've seen, or that I think I can come up with, would be Mydei, Castorice, Tribi, and then Gallagher, Hao, or whatever sustainer you want, basically at the end. I feel like that would probably be one of the better teams to run, where you have a lot of damage coming out from Mydei. He's working in tandem with Castorice with having his HP reduced. Gallagher's taking care of the HP, and then Tribi's just helping just do overall damage from just outputting so much like a shred or whatever that she does. She looks like shred or whatever, right? But basically that's like the overall, I'm assuming, like best team you would probably run with Castorice. Now you don't really need Mydei. Mydei's just more like if you have him. Now if you don't have Mydei and you only have Castorice, then you could run You can still run like a pretty good team. You can run Castorice, Remembrance MC, and then Triby if you have Triby, or Sunday, or if you don't have any of those characters, you can still run other ones too. Like you could probably make do with because like what is it, Remembrance MC still kind of works like a little bit of a support, kind of like Triby, where they both do damage, but they also kind of support the team by helping them do more damage. So you can be like your low key support, but your other ones that could help support would be like our girl here, Ruan May. She would also be pretty nice as well. You could also run my bad, I call Bronya Ruan May, but yeah, I was gonna say you could run Bronya, or you can run Ruan May, because Ruan May is available to pull for free now, or to guide for free if you guys don't have Ruan May. So she would be another pretty good option, because overall Ruan May is just like a general generic very good buffer, right? Overall she's very nice. So this is another potentially good option if you guys do want to use her. She's great as another sustain if you don't have Triby, if you don't have Sunday. She would also help out pretty well as well, or pretty well too. And then Bronya is like a decent option as well. Granted, she's a bit outdated now. It's like using Ruan May is just way better. But if you want to use Ruan May, because if you don't have Triby or Sunday, there you can use that. And then yeah, main team though, from what I've seen from most teams, you'd probably be running with with Castorice. Remembrance MC seems to be like the number one you would want to add for the teams. And then if you have some other characters like Mydei, he's not too bad. But yeah, with that being said though, I hope that this hope this video helps you guys out, and I hope you guys' summons go well too. We have 4 days for the over anniversary here. Let's see if we have another Lycone here as well. Yeah, Erudition. Oh yeah, this is the one I saw earlier. This is I don't know if I mentioned this, but also I don't remember if I mentioned this at all, but basically it looks like this Lycone will be good for, I think I might have mentioned it. But yeah, anyways, I was saying I think this Lycone is gonna be good for Anoxa, because it literally has the whole weakness for every one different weakness type, which Anoxa literally does all of them. I think this is gonna be a very good Lycone for Anoxa. So if you guys are interested in pulling Anoxa, you have a free-to-play Lycone ready to go now. It seems like not too crazy, but let's see. Let's read the whole thing, right? So you get immediate 60% attack, which is quite nice. Of course, overall, just if it's a damage, that's way better, right? Because it does everything. And then it says for every one different weakness type, which Anoxa can do every weakness type that the enemy target has, increases the damage dealt to it by the wearer by 8%. Up to a max of 7 weaknesses can be applied, so a 56% damage boost to the target, which that's actually quite nice. That's actually very big damage that Noxa will be able to do with that. So yeah, honestly, if you guys are interested in pulling Noxa, wouldn't be half bad, because you do have a free-to-play one compared to Castorice, who doesn't really have that many great free-to-play options. Because either I think it's either the battle pass or it's pulling her Lycone, because then the only other options are just running the free-to-play or the 3-star really low rarity one. I guess you could, there's one other option you could have run, but it's not necessarily that great. You could run this one, which it's like a decent option, right? It's not bad, right? It's still pretty decent, right? Because you do get crit damage out of it, and then when your Memorable Spray does an ability, they get damage or increases the damage dealt by all allied targets, so it's more support, right? So this is like a decent option. Like, it's not too bad if you want to run this one, because this one is a free-to-play Lycone, so this one's not too bad. And there's this other one that was in the Herda shop, which isn't really that great. You don't really want speed because of the whole set that Castorice is running currently. So this one isn't really that good of an option either. So this one would be better if you guys didn't have anything else. There's also the 3-star options here. So, if you're really if you're really looking for something else as another option, you have these other ones too. But granted, you do have to summon for these, but they're very easy because it's literally a 3-star, right? 3-star cost, so yeah, those are some other options there. But yeah, I think that probably takes care of everything for the most part. And then because we have the new story and everything, I don't know if there's a new weekly boss, but we'll find out soon enough here. Also, I accidentally clicked the battle pass. I think they may have added new stuff to the battle pass here, but I'm not sure actually. What I'm sure though is that in 21 days Anoxa will be here in the game. So if you guys are interested in pulling Anoxa, which I may pull, but I don't have a lot of summons, so we'll see. But I might still throw us a couple in there, because mind you guys, we are very close to the Fate collab. So just want to let you guys know that as much as Castorice is hype and everything, and also Anoxa and the future characters are going to be coming out and get drip marketed very soon, it may also be worth not to go too crazy, because the Fate collab characters will be like truly like limited characters. They will not be coming back for a very long time, if not ever. So just make sure you have enough summons to at least be able to pull those characters, because they will be truly limited, unless you don't really care about that kind of stuff. But if you kind of want to get like special limited characters, you know, we have a couple more months until then, so just keep that in mind. And then yeah, also if you guys were wondering if the whole system with the summoning for maybe getting like what is it, yeah, like this thing, right, this does not work on the standard banner. The standard banner has not been touched with that, sadly. Those characters are not in this banner, which kind of sucks. Just want to let you guys know about that. If you guys were like, oh, let me just summon real quick to see maybe like I could pull one of these 3 characters like Blade or Sealy or Fushuan, right? They are not in the standard banner. They are only on limited banners, but there are potential spook. If you did lose the 50-50, you can have them on limited new upcoming limited banners, but on the standard banner they're not going to be there, guys. So just want to let you guys know about that. And yeah, I'm gonna head on out. We'll go through you guys' summons, and I'll probably see you guys for another summon video, because I don't really make too much content other than this type of game. But with that being said, I'll see all you guys later. Peace and take care, everybody.